Okay, today we're going to go over all of the features in Microsoft Copilot 365. This is a version from the college where I work, so you'll see some things here on the menu that might be a bit different, especially if you're a student in a college provided the software. So we have a couple extra things. So let's go over what's available. First of all, I got into it from the single sign-on from my college, which you should have as well. Right at the very top, we have the Copilot icon, and on the right, we have the shield, meaning there's enterprise data protection. So it's not training on my data, and my data is safe here. I'm usually using data primarily from my OneDrive since I'm in the Microsoft environment. I can have it think deeper, do a quick response, or auto decide that. There's some more choices as well. You can see it's using ChatGPT, so we do have ChatGPT in here. Also, I can do a temporary chat, so something I don't want it to save, I can just do a temporary chat. Like, for example, if I ask a question about medicines or health or something that I don't want to save, but I have a question about. So on the top, we start out with Copilot, which is the language learning model here. It looks similar to others, such as ChatGPT, which is basically running in the background as well. So we have tools, which is Designer, where you can create images. You can connect to other things. You can connect to agents. I have a few in here. You can get more agents or create your own. And, for example, connect to SharePoint, or connect to surveys, or connect to a prompt coach, connect to other apps. I connected mine to Canva because that's something that I use frequently. So new chat has a lot of features there with tools, Designer and agents. The plus sign is to connect to input files. So you can add any files here with the paperclip, upload images or files from your computer, or attach files from the cloud. So what I usually do, this would be coming from my OneDrive, and that's where I usually get data from within this environment. It also comes with example prompts, things maybe I've used in the past. So, and it also has a microphone. So if you don't want to type prompt in there, you can just use the microphone. So for example, I can just quickly do a prompt here, or maybe use one of these. So, but I'll just do a quick prompt here. Where is the Olympics? And how many U.S. athletes are on the team? I misspelled that. But here we go. So it'll just give you a quick answer where it's located in 2026. How many athletes? 232. And then it can go, you can see it gets super into the weeds. You can go into certain athletes, sports, and all of that. You can probably even just create a schedule for yourself if you want to watch certain sports. So pretty great. So that's chat. Search, things that I've been working on in my environment show up in search. Recommended documents, things I've been working on. Shared documents, or things that I've added as favorites. So that's a great feature. Library is pages or images I've created. So any pages I've created, I've been creating more images in this environment. So here's some images I've created. So that's your library. So it's automatically saving as you do your work. Create. This is a new area, which I totally love. You can create an image, a video, infographic, a story, and all these other things. Even go from here, you can get to documents and workbooks. There's a lot of templates. What I love about the templates is you can look at them, hover over them, and see what the prompt was, so you can get an idea of what to do. And you can even start with this prompt and then just change it. So I can place this object from the reference image on maybe a futuristic home office desk with a pen on top. Change the object to purple. And then it'll go ahead and create that. So if there's a whole new creative space here, this will again save to my library because I'm creating an image. So this is a great place to make posters, advertisements, things for marketing, content for curriculum. infographics to explain curriculum better or processes. And I think it's using, again, ChatGPT's native imager, and let's see if it makes this purple speaker on my futuristic office desk. It looks like it's doing it. Gives you a progress on top, and so far it looks super great. Let's see what we get. And then when you're done, on the top you can copy it or download it if you want it on your desktop, or maybe to share in social media, or slide it into Canvas shell or whatever you want to do. So it did a really great job. With all of these, there's styles, so you can pick different styles for your art. Like if you want to sketch, pixel art, retro, like there's so many styles, which is a really great feature. You can select a color palette, and you can change your size. You can change your branding as well. So Create is a very versatile tool. As soon as you hit Create, on the bottom you get these things I was just talking about, styles. Brands and colors, you can put in a brand kit here, or even just copy a logo and it'll know what you're talking about. And then size, whether it's square, portrait, or wide. So really very powerful. For teachers like myself, there's Teach, and then we can create things that we do for our job. So that's unique to teachers. It's really handy for planning your course, maybe planning modules for your LMS, which I'm using Canvas, creating homeworks and assessments, study aids, lesson plans. It says more coming soon because educators are using Microsoft all the time in this really safe environment. We love it. Agents. So agents are things that do something for you. There are a lot that it comes with, and it has a prompt gallery as well. So you can create an agent, you can use an agent. For example, maybe I want it to go and get all my discussion posts so that I can reply to them, or give me a signal that I need to go and catch up on those. There's so many that it can do. So agents, I can add a new agent and then start creating something myself. So the name of it, describe it, give it instructions, and it'll make an agent. Here's all of the agents it comes with to date, which there are a lot. Learning coach would be a great one. Writing coach, career coach. When you bring these up there, let's see. I guess I didn't add that across mine yet. Let's see if I can add it to. It looks like I cannot add that one. It depends on, I guess, what your school opens up. So I have a different version, an enterprise version of this, where all of these agents are available. Let's see if it'll open up any of these. So Canva, I can connect to that. So it's a regular looking box, and then I can ask questions about Canva, and it'll help me. And it actually, since it has my password to Canva, which I gave it, it can actually do things for me on my behalf in there as well. Saving all my chats along the way. Now, surprisingly, on the very bottom, there's two things. My settings, so I can click next to my name and do settings. But right above your name is where the apps are. This is the question I get the most. What happened to all of the apps that we're used to? Mainly Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Also OneDrive and Teams. They're all here. Outlook, all of the Microsoft suite is here. You can open each one of them up. And then you can do your normal thing. It does save as you're using things. So if I create a blank document, it'll start saving as soon as I type. So this is a test doc. And you can use Microsoft Word as well as Copilot. Not everyone has a Copilot license. In my college, they are giving students and faculty this Copilot license. If you get that, you can open a sidebar and you can say whatever you want. Maybe summarize a good lesson on MS Copilot for this week's lesson, and then it'll go and do some things. Usually I notice in this version it'll do it in Copilot, then I have to copy and paste over to the left. It doesn't actually put it in my document. And so I don't know if that's something that's going to change, but it seems to work that way for all of the things I've been doing. But I can just copy it and paste it in there. They do have a copy, so that's great. It also has share, prompt, and copy with response, and some other options. It also has a reader, which is great. It'll read it aloud. So this is a typical Microsoft Word. I'm not going to go over all the features, but it just works the same way, other than it has the addition in Copilot, which can do a lot of helpful things as your, basically your partner in creating documents. So I can do the same with the other apps. Again, go to the app bar, open Excel, another tab with everything in it that I can open. Okay, so it gave me like a whole new worksheet with that column in it. So I could just copy what I got and then put it back in this one. So it doesn't like to, in general, change what you did, but it can analyze data. So if I had make a spreadsheet with days of the week, locations in California, and sales for my company daily for 1 week. Fictional, it'll create my data set. So this would be something like real data would be in my OneDrive, and then I can ask Copilot to analyze it and make graphs and so forth. So it is making my spreadsheet for me. So again, I have to open it and copy it over, so I will do that now for this example. So let's do that. Okay, so now I have this data. Now I can ask Copilot questions. Give me data insights. So let's see what it does. This is where Copilot's really powerful. It can create graphs, give you information, compare this to other data, look at your OneDrive and add or compare to other things. So it reviews what's in there, and then I asked it for insights, and you can ask it, and train it to do anything that you usually do, like create pivot tables, again, adding data, cleaning data, adding formulas. So it's a whole different way of working with spreadsheets. You really don't need to memorize macros and things anymore. So it gave me some sales for the week, the best day of the week, the slowest day, the top locations. Really great. It gave me a whole entire graph, and I can add that. I can add that to a new sheet. A graph of sales locations, a whole nother graph of a heat map. So very powerful. It gave me a lot of information just from this little bit of data. And then it gives me some other ideas. I can create a trend line. Some other ideas I can do, a dashboard view. And so a really great way of intuitively just using English and then working with data and creating really great analysis and results from that. So in the background here, when I click create a dashboard view, it's actually coding and it's making a dashboard so I can download it and look at it. Let's see if I can do that. So I'm going to copy. What it did actually is just copy all the graphs that you already saw above. So I'm not going to copy it in here, but these graphs, it just made a summary report for me. And then we have the other apps. A common one everybody still uses PowerPoint. And there's PowerPoint. You can see there's presentations already there, infographics, things in PowerPoint. So I'll do what I did before, just create a blank presentation. And I have this PowerPoint. And again, I have Copilot in here, so I can work within Copilot. I have Designer. I can design certain slides. So let's say I use this template here and start loading up slides, and I can add a new slide. So insert a new slide. And then there's all of my deck. When I go to the home button, Copilot turns up there, and then I can start asking it to make slides for me. So make a slide on the planet Mars and exploration. And it'll do that. And as usual, I have to, once it does that, I'll have to copy that and paste it into my deck. So I can say make 20 slides based on this topic, or I could use Copilot, design these ahead of time, and then paste them right in there. So it's given me my PowerPoint slide that I'm going to slide it into this presentation here. Let's see if I can do that. There it is. Okay, so that's the way Copilot works. Is you can use it to make slides. You can use the designer to improve the way they look. So just use the designer. These look pretty awesome. I use this extensively on a regular basis. So, and finally, you've got settings. You can use light, dark, or system settings. I use dark mode usually because I'm on the computer a lot. Different languages, how you want to set up your chat so I can customize it for myself, privacy and notifications from Microsoft. So Microsoft's suite is very powerful. Let me go back to the beginning to new chat. My favorite new area is still create. I love what this does. And I've been having a lot of fun with creating content in here. But so that's the new Microsoft 365 with Copilot. If you don't have Copilot, 365 works just like I said, minus the Copilot. You can access Copilot on the web and talk to it separately and copy and paste things into your 365 environment as well. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and join us at www.eduvators.net.